Thank you all for joining us today. So this is the first episode of Coffee with a SolidWorks Champion podcast. And today we have our very first guest, the SolidWorks Champion of the year 2022, Danute Petrova, and also known as Dani. You guys must have known her since a very long time. If you are a SolidWorks champion, you might have seen all those amazing, 3D models, Dandelion and Chomper and Daisy. I can just go on. You must have seen a lot of, contents on 3D Swim, Champion Swim. And today we have her here. A little bit about Dani. Uh, Dani is the owner of D Workshop Limited. And before it was D Workshop YouTube channel, and now she is the business owner. And she has more than 15 years of experience in design industry, and she has worked in furniture design, vacuum casting, electrical designing, and then uh, I think I'm forgetting something, but she has worked. Also worked as a freelancer in product designing and mechanical designing, and her experience is just out of this world. I can say that, and she has. She is now also the champion of the year 2022, the first person to receive such an award in 3D Experience World 2023. Uh, so I think I'm missing out on a lot of things. I'm so sorry. Thank you, Dani, for joining us today.
Thank you for inviting me, Prasad. For me, it's an honor to be here with your group and to have this nice first episode of Coffee with the Champion.
Thank you. Well, we all know you're the SolidWorks Champion of the Year. You have 15 years of experience, and you've been in the industry from a very, very long time. And now you're the business owner. You also done freelancing. But how did it all start? Like, when was it? When did you start using SolidWorks, or when did you get to know that this is what you wanted to do?
So actually, I got a bit before SolidWorks because as education, I'm actually for my education is for computer electronics, nothing to do with product design or mechanical engineering, but because in Bulgaria, when you say mechanical engineering, can you imagine just people that are operating latte or a CNC machine, not the person who is designing the constructions or the products or such things. And this is a bit sad. I don't think there is enough information on what is mechanical engineer, because this is really, really broad term and it has a lot inside. And after I finished school, I started in the university, and then when I decided to start my first job, because there was nothing related to my education, I was just looking to job offers, and then I saw a furniture designer in one very nice company and decided to give it a shot. No matter that I didn't have this education. But yeah, the guys there also decided to try with me, because the problem was this was the period everybody was starting to use computers. And no matter that they had great designers, they were with very poor computer skills. And with my education, I was with very good computer skills, but without the construction skills that were needed. And I said, okay, we will give it a shot and we'll see what will happen. And it worked out really well. And this is how I started in the furniture design. Wow. And moving from company to company, in 2008, in one of the companies I was working for, they were using SolidWorks. And this was the first time I saw this software, and I totally fell in love with that. And of course, also with the job I was doing at this point, which was the furniture design.
Wow, and that is great. So first, you did your education in electronics and computer background, and from there you came to mechanical background, design background. That is amazing, because in India the opposite happens. So those who join as mechanical, those who join to study mechanical engineering, after 3 years in the degree education, what they do is they change their mind. they go to the IT sector. This is the very this has been happening since a very long time. People take mechanical engineering, and after 4 years they just join, they become software engineers. But this is really amazing what you did. I mean, being very honest. Wow.
Yeah, my problem with programming was that I was always thinking too complicated. And when some solution needs like 5 rows of code, I was writing 20, and I was like, I don't like that. That's not mine. I'm sorry.
Wow. So
But
what was your okay, I'm sorry.
Yeah, say
Yeah.
I'm ready.
So what was your first impression when you came from different background to design field? Like, what did you feel?
Yeah, when I started with furniture, for me was really interesting because there was so many things to learn. Not only the pure mechanical connections, fittings, stresses, and whatever, because this all I had to learn in my first company. But they were very high quality of furniture they were doing. They were requiring also to know ergonomics very well. So I was working and learning at the same time. I had a pile of books on my desk. And yeah, it was really interesting to find solutions for people, because even the simplest thing, a desk, for example, now, because I still wait for my parts for my desk and I'm on temporary one, these are things that change people's lives for better. I mean, when you have a nice, comfortable desk, a nice, comfortable chair, table, kitchen, whatever. And this was the thing that set the spark in me. I wanted to do that. I wanted to create and to help people make their life better in one way or another. And it was first with the furniture, then it was with vacuum forming, and it ended up with probes for oscilloscope measurement and electronic equipment. This was quite interesting because this is one step below medical equipment, and medical equipment is one step below space, and these are actually, for me, these are the highest levels, and they're quite interesting. There is a lot of invention there.
Wow, that is amazing. So you've been in a lot of industries so far. I mean, most of us, me as a matter of fact, I have been in just one, that is plastics. But that is amazing. Your experiences are just amazing. So you said you've been using SolidWorks a very long time, 2015, right? That was the first time you had 8. Okay, 2008. My bad. 2008. So that was your first encounter with SolidWorks, and it's been more than 15 years. So what are the changes that you're seeing as a software or as a design tool? How was the software at that time and how is it now?
Wow, it's really hard to say. It changed a lot for these years, but even then it was impressive, because before that I was using as a CAD software just AutoCAD, and AutoCAD was really 2D at that point. And then you see this 3D software, and with all the travels that it had, with the little functions that it had at this point, it was still amazing. And with the time, I do remember few improvements which I loved really, and what were things that I was waiting for a long time. And one of them was, for example, the thread wizard that you have because before that I was making my models 2 ways. One, that you need simplified for the drawing, so you don't need that much detail as thread to be there. But when you do also renders, you have to place the thread, otherwise it's fake. And I was making it manually, but then I saw that, and it was great. The different patterns. I mean, at the beginning, you had just a linear and circular pattern, nothing more. I mean, at least this I remember. And now you have this pattern with points. You have this table-driven pattern, which I have never used. I don't know how I never tried. And you have this curve-driven pattern, and many amazing things has happened. I think 2018 2015 is when they put also the mesh features in SolidWorks, and especially when you import STLs, this helps a lot. You know, in my channel, I have few videos about that. And yeah, it was very different, but still it's hard to tell how much it has changed when you were impressed on the first point. Probably if I open it now, and I will be like, wow, was it really solid and things inside? But yeah, for its time, it was great. It was amazing software.
Wow, that is amazing, because I didn't know about, these things, that there was no other patterning tools. Only the linear and circular were the only one that was there, because I thought it was always there, because I didn't know much. I started using SolidWorks in 2017 and a half, somewhere mid 17. And at that time we already had all those patterning tools. But wow, that is surprising news to know.
Yeah, the thing is that also at the start, when you start, we start with the basic features, you start with the basic assembly, you start with the basic drawings. And even now, I learn a lot of new things for SolidWorks. It's growing so fast. There's so many things. You cannot know everything. You just can't.
Yes, there are so many tools in SolidWorks. Like I said, I didn't know about many of the tools, and after I realized that I had to know more, and then I searched on YouTube tutorials, and I was surprised, because I wasn't much of a YouTube. I never used to watch YouTube. So what happened was, one time I was just scrolling through YouTube, and I saw one of the videos where a guy was doing some machine design in SolidWorks. I honestly don't remember the name of the channel. And I just thought, I'll just give it a try, to see what is happening, what is he doing. If I know everything in SolidWorks, or do I need to know more? So I was just scrolling through, and I was in second year of my college, that is 2017, and I was just blown away, because when I started learning SolidWorks, I only know about part designing and assembly. I never knew about these weldment, surfacing, or any of the other tools. I thought SolidWorks was just a part modeling and assembly software. And after watching that video, he used to use weldment, surfaces. I was just blown away. That I realized that there is so much more to learn at that point. And even now, like you said, I never used table-driven pattern. Yes, there are so many things in SolidWorks, and it's a constant learning process.
Yeah, and the other funny thing is, it's good that you mentioned YouTube. Actually, I will share my channel too.
Yes.
And I advise a lot of people that ask me where to start. To start first with the integrated tutorials. Actually, they moved them already to the swim, I think. But anyway, to start with the tutorials from SolidWorks, because they're done in different categories. You have for beginners, for advanced users. So start with the beginners. When you feel confident with that, start browsing YouTube. Because usually when we search for video or article, we search for something particular, but this doesn't mean that what we are searching for is the right operator to use. And when you explore different videos, you can see many different uses of the features. And next time when you need to do something, actually you will know what to use. Because just came to my mind, you mentioned weldments.
Yeah.
I don't use weldments to make constructions like they're meant to be. Do you know what I use weldments for?
Okay.
I make Windows frames with them, for example.
Wow.
Because it's faster and easier.
Yeah. Wow, you make your own profile, and then you make a square, and then it's
I
very
just
easy.
grab some of the standard profiles and edit it. I even don't make a profile to save somewhere. Just draw it directly where I need it.
Wow, that is creative in SolidWorks. I mean, that is just out of this world. I mean, I never seen anyone use weldments for window frames, because I've seen so many, my friend is an architecture. He uses SolidWorks to design all his window and door parts and everything. And I never seen him use weldments for that frame of the window or the door. That is amazing. You started as a designer and then you moved on to in the design field itself, and you worked in many of the other industries. But apart from working, you started your YouTube channel and like the workshop. What was the thought behind it?
Yeah, there is an interesting story behind that. It's really a lot related to the dandelion flower and to becoming a champion.
Wow.
To be really honest, I should be grateful exactly to people from India that I learned about the champion program from my connections in LinkedIn from there. And that's why I applied. But yeah, a little bit before that, I was unhappy with my job. I was under-evaluated there. I didn't feel well about it. I do believe a lot of people feel like this. And my advice is just look for another place. Don't let it go for long like this, because it's not healthy as minimum. And at this point, I was at home. I needed to rearrange my life somehow. And I decided to make something with SolidWorks just like this, to keep me busy. This was the day the dandelion was born.
Oh, wow.
And I decided just to share it in LinkedIn. And the reaction it got in LinkedIn, this flower, this was the thing that just blown my mind. And it said, okay, it seems that engineers actually want to see something different, not only cars and motors and drones, which is the normal feed you got about CAD software. And that made me decide to start the channel. Actually, not to start the workshop channel. It was started before that, but it was for crafting. I just switched the topic to SolidWorks and made it one for inspiration and for guidance, not just for base teaching. And I'm still not quite there yet on the perfect formula, what is good, but I'm trying to make it interesting.
That is amazing how the channel was born, and the dandelion flower, how the dandelion flower was born, and what was the reason behind your YouTube channel. And one more question regarding that is, you said you made that channel for crafting. I didn't see any videos on crafting. Is it still there, or
Yeah, it's still there. I didn't delete
okay. I should go to the bottom of the channel then.
Yeah, they have their own channel list, so you can find them in their list. If you go to the lists, the different lists, you will find also the craft ones. They're the first videos there. But the funny thing is that nobody actually is believing, but it's a fact. Because of this video with the dandelion flower, I was fired from work, from this same work I didn't like anyway. But
wow. Because of the dandelion flower?
Because of the video I did about it.
Okay. Wow, that is shocking because, oh my God. Oh.
Yeah, my boss decided to go on revenge against me and make me go back and beg him to hire me and whatever. But because in the eyes of law, he was wrong. Actually, I went to the court, I won. So at the end, everything ended well.
Wow.
Just people have to look for their rights. Nobody, it doesn't matter if you're in your own country or in the other country, nobody has the right to make you feel bad. Nobody. And you should fight for yourself.
Wow, that is amazing. Like, you fought your way through it. That is great. And that is an inspiration for all. So if you ever come across this kind of situation, don't just say, okay, boss, I'm going to leave, or please give me my job back. I'm going to delete that video. Don't ever do that. To all the viewers, I'm saying this. So after Dandelion, you did Daisy and so many, videos similar to that. What was the inspiration behind the Daisy flower? Was
The
there any?
the daisy flower, it was actually it was like follow up for the dandelion. First, I made a simple daisy flower, but sometimes I just like to make it perfect. Let's say it like this. So I said, okay, simple flower, but can I really build it biologically correct, like the real flower it is? And I found some drawings from Botanic University, which are describing the different part, and they have the cross section. And I actually built one by one all the single pieces of the flower itself. And that's how I made the daisy. And why Daisy? Because my dog is called Daisy.
Oh, wow. That is nice. So you made so many models. I'm just saying few, when I checked your GrabCAD profile, the models I found are grass. I couldn't believe they were, done in SolidWorks. I was shocked. So what is your inspiration? What is your inspiration behind doing such things other than when people hear CAD softwares, they think that it is just for machines, automobiles, or anything you have to do with mechanical things. So what was your inspiration? You already said this, but I'm just asking you again. What was your inspiration behind, why can't I do this in SolidWorks, and doing that in SolidWorks?
Yeah, after using the program for so long, I know that it can do almost everything. Such shapes, organic shapes, they say they are not, this is not the best software. Yes, this is not the best software, but it's not impossible. And one reason behind the plants, especially, you say the grass, there was also Monstera plant. From time to time, I decide just to design my office inside or my living room or something for my home. This is far away from my normal work, but I just do it because I have the software and know how to use it. And this is the best place to plan your home. And at this point, I realized that it's almost impossible to find decoration like plants. Oh. And I said, okay, if they're not nice ones, I will do. And I will share them for the others that need that. And this was exactly the inspiration. I needed it. I saw there is nothing good that I can find for free. And I said, okay, then I will give it to the people, whatever I can do.
That is great. And on this topic, most of the people after seeing the video, they start doing that by themselves, watching YouTube videos and everything. As a beginner, to a beginner, what is your suggestion to grow up to that level so that they can design something that they like in the software?
As I say, as beginning, I said it before, I will repeat it. Start with learning the basics well. So at the moment, you're confident with what you're doing with the very base feature. Just watch, find a channel you're like 1, 2, 3, and watch the videos there. In the video, if something is boring, you can skip it. But with doing that, you can see a lot of features that you don't know exist. And they can be a good use for you. They're used in another light, but at least you see how this can be used and how this can be helpful for you. Weldments I start using because I needed to take the exam and to apply later for the expert. That was the only reason I needed weldments, nothing else. But when I started working with them to learn them for the exam, I realized they're very suitable for windows, doors, different frames that you can build. And now I use them.
Wow. That's nice. That's a great advice for the beginners. Yes, that is how it should be. Because in LinkedIn, people just watch some tutorials and then they do the design and then they just post it on LinkedIn. And when the exam comes, I mean, I myself have received some messages on LinkedIn saying that, hey, please, can you help me in the exam because I haven't prepared for this topic, or I didn't research a lot on CSWA or P. So that is a very good advice for the beginners to start from the scratch and then move up the ladder.
Yeah, that's actually the other reason some of the models that I do in my videos, they're not standard ones. Of course, I have models with standard things like cables, connectors, which are also not so standard. I have also furniture. But when you look how the jumper is done, for example, yes, you may copy it, but you will learn the features that are used. You don't have other reason to build it again. When you're looking how to make a box, I want to make this box, and I search how to do this box, you will watch the video, you will build your box, but you won't learn the features. Well, when you go the fun way, you will learn it.
Yes, that is a great advice for the beginners. So moving on, you made your channel, you helped a lot of people to get the inspiration to do more than just machinery or automobiles or anything. And after that, you became the SolidWorks champion in November 2021, if I'm correct. Yeah. So how did you get to know about this SolidWorks Champions program, and what was your, what did you think it was before you joining the program, and what did you feel after becoming a champion? What was your thought? I mean, what was your thought?
So yeah, that's actually a great question. And first, I knew just for the user groups, but really little. At this point, when I started to find again the community of SolidWorks, in the old forums, I was very active for some time before I had too much work to write anything. But at some point, I wanted just to connect again with like-minded people. I don't know, people that work in small teams will understand me very well. You have nobody to talk with about things in CAD that you're interested about, the things in design you're interested, because nobody around you understands what you're talking about. And when you're passionate for what you're doing, and I mean, we just want to share thoughts, to find new ideas. And that's the great thing about the user groups and the champions program too. And when I start searching for this, as I said, I was seeing just the user groups first, but I went back to find the SolidWorks forums, and actually I found SWIM instead. And this was exactly the moment it was posted, SolidWorks Power User Challenge 32. And when I saw it, I said, okay, I will give it a try. and not only I give it a try, actually was one of the winners. And this was the first thing. And after I post that, I received a lot of connection requests. I connected with these people. And as I said, a lot of them were from India. And every few days, somebody was posting that they were accepted in the Champions program. They were accepted in the Champions program. And I was like, okay, what's that? And I Googled it and found it. And I decided, okay, maybe I will give it a try. To be honest, I didn't think I'm good enough for that place when I read the requirements. Especially one of the requirements was that you must have been in a user group and attended meetings, and I never was. But also there is a small text that there are some exceptions. So I said, okay, I will give it a try and we'll see. And yeah, I was accepted. And it was great to find all these people with their experience in different fields, to talk with them, to share the ideas, to join the meetings, learn the new things that are coming. Because there is, as I said, always something new to learn, not only about SolidWorks, but now when this is expanding with the X-Hubs and everything, there is a huge amount of information and new things that you can learn. And it's much easier when somebody can guide you on that. And this you receive with the champions.
Yes. Wow. That is amazing. How you got into the program and what was your thought before joining the SolidWorks Champions program? That is amazing news, because you wanted to join the Champions program because you wanted to connect with like-minded people. That is what the Champions program is for. What is your you know I'm sorry, I'm losing the word for it. What is your suggestions for the people who want to become champions, or what were the things that you did to become champion and you would suggest them to do it as well to become a champion?
Well, yeah, to become a champion, you should be passionate about SolidWorks in the first place, of course.
Yes.
To have already some experience in industry. This is what is written on their page. And of course, you should be at least a little bit active in different social media, which are related to SolidWorks. It could be LinkedIn, it could be Facebook, it could be Instagram. There are many places. It could be, of course, Swim and SolidWorks. Yeah, so not SolidWorks. It's 3D Experience Swim, the new community forums that are there. They're different than the standard forum we're used to. But with the time, when you have got the feeling how the things are there, it's actually a very valuable place also for information. A lot of champions are answering there. If you have some questions with the software, Eric is very active. Nobody can beat him, for example.
Yeah.
And yeah, there are many people there that are helping out. And this is what I find the most amazing thing about SolidWorks, the community and the people that are sharing. And they're sharing everything. If you ask me a question, I will answer. If you ask Eric or Leonard or whatever, they will answer if they can. If we cannot, we can tell you, okay, this person can help you, for example. And this is something that I didn't have in my past. When I was in other forums for designers or in the companies I was working for, most of the specialists, they were like, it was like a war. So I know something, stay away, it's my thing, I'm better than you because you will steal my job. But that's not true. Something that I learned with time, the more you give, the more you receive. The best project I have worked on, it was teams that were sharing their ideas. And there is no stupid question. I mean, if people are afraid that they will look stupid if they ask something simple, nobody is born knowing everything. There is no stupid question. The most stupid thing that you can do is not asking the questions you have.
That is a great advice for the people who hesitate to ask questions, because I've seen a lot of people who, even though they have questions, they hesitate to say, because people might think, I'm stupid, or people might think I don't know anything like that. But yes, that is really a great advice. So moving on, you became the SolidWorks champion, and after that, in 2023, you went to 3D Experience World 2023. What was your experience in 3DX World? Because I have never been to 3DX, and many of our users have never been to 3D Experience World. Like, we have just seen videos online, and wow, and we've seen the entire broadcast online on YouTube Live. So we never experienced it, but you have. So how was your experience, and what were your expectations before going, and did it meet your expectations after going? How was it?
So let's start with this. Before becoming a 3D Experience World, it was SolidWorks World. I don't know which year it started, but I dreamed to go there and to visit it, but as I said, I was in not so good company, so they would never pay me such a trip. And it was like just a dream. If I may go someday, it would be great. And once when I was on my own, I decided that I will go live in Nashville. Before that, I was once online, 3D Experience World. For the people that want to go there and have the chance to go there, I will just say, do it. It's very different. The online experience is also good. You can learn a lot there. But being in person is completely different experience. It was mind-blowing. So you can imagine a lot of people, not all of them designers and engineers and CAD users. I mean, they are also resellers, they're company representatives. They're also the sponsors. You have companies that make computers, 3D Connection, one of my favorite peripheral devices. They were also there. You have the playground where different people are showing many crazy stuff. And of course, my favorite spot, the Hive, where you have the meetups with different people and different groups. And of course, the learning sessions. I did had planned to visit some sessions, but in reality, I was able to visit one.
Oh.
And I was occupied all the time when I was there.
Wow.
And it was crazy. I mean, just it's really great experience to meet all these people, to talk, to hear about different industries, different technologies, different uses of the software, and what's going on in the world. Let's say it like this.
Wow, that is amazing, because we have just heard people say that. I mean, not even heard. We have just seen people write, okay, 3D experience was great. And we have seen on YouTubes, we have seen people rushing into the auditorium as soon as the gates are open. I mean, usually Joe opens the gate, right? Joe opened the gate this time, right? Joe. Yeah.
It's Joe.
So we've just seen people rushing into, as if it's a marathon, and then running into the first chair. They can see. That is just amazing. And it was a 4-day event, right? It's a 4-day event.
It's a 4-day event, and it's if I have to put it in a few words, what is to be on 3D Experience World Live? This is recharging. You go there, and in the same time, you're exhausted because you're walking here and there, you're communicating with a lot of people, but you feel full of energy. And this stays with you for a few months afterwards, with all the ideas, with all the positive energy coming from everywhere. On the last day of 3D Experience, actually, I had a guest with me. It's a person that I work with in the US, so we decided that we will meet there. And she's actually a salesperson, not salesperson, assistant of the general manager and sales, nothing to do with SolidWorks. And she was impressed.
Wow.
She was impressed from 3D Experience World, and she said it's great that there is such a community. And the world needs more communities like this. She was able to feel all the love, all the connection of the people that use SolidWorks there in 3D Experience. And she's something totally out of that.
Wow, that is amazing. How people from an entire different sector feel about the 3D Experience world. That is just great. And coming to 3D Experience World days, you were announced the SolidWorks Champion of the Year 2022 on the third day, I think. Third day was
the last day.
Last day, the fourth day.
The closing session.
Yeah. So did you had any idea this was going to happen, or how did you feel when they, announced SolidWorks Champion of the Year award goes to? How did you feel, and what was your thought at that time when they hadn't finished the sentence? They said the SolidWorks Champion of the Year. What was your thought? Like, who would win? Did you had any thought, something like that? what was the entire process, the behind the scene thing that happened in 3DX world?
Actually, I had some idea, but I was a bit stressed out exactly at this moment. So one thing is when I went to 3D Experience World as one person, and I went out as a different person. And actually, Joe said that he saw exactly this in me. He's reading very well the people that are there. He said, I always know when somebody is for the first time. I can see it in his eyes or her eyes. And for me, it was, okay, I have the channel, I have some followers, but this compared to the complete SolidWorks community, which is 7 million, I think it was at the moment. The people which are following me and my channel, actually a very small amount. And I was thinking, okay, yeah, maybe there will be few people that I know from the champions there, but nothing more. And it wasn't exactly like this. And I was surprised. And Joe told me that I should be a bit more confident and to keep on going with my channel. So this was the thing that I took from 3D Experience World for myself, more confidence to continue with the channel, to what I'm doing, and that actually I do help people this way. And yeah, I should upload some new videos, but because of the moving in different country, you will forgive me for that. And for the announcing, a few months before 3D Experience, actually Matthew told me that he has a surprise for me, because he asked me for my for the size of jacket that I will wear. Okay. He sent me a table and he said, tell me which size is yours. I have a little surprise for you. A little. Okay. That was okay. I sent him the information back, and it was the first day passed, no surprise. The second day passed, no surprise. And I was like, maybe on the champions meeting that we have after the 3D Experience World, no surprise. Yes, okay. And before entering the closing session, just the minute I was outside on the door, I received email that my flight is canceled. Oh. And I just stopped talking with Sean a little bit, and I said, okay, I have to talk with Matthew for that. And the session is about to start any minute. And I start receiving a few messages in LinkedIn. Where are you? Are you not coming on the session? You must be there. And I was like, I'm just entering, no worries. It was Matthew, the last, I'm coming. And he was like, just sit somewhere in the front. But I was sitting somewhere in the front anyway. And at the moment he said the champion of the year, and I was like, okay, that's not a small surprise. That's quite a big surprise. Wow. Yeah.
So you really had a very small, big surprise.
Yeah, he has a small surprise for me. And I was like, when he came down the stage, and I was, that's definitely not a small surprise.
Wow, that is amazing. So you didn't, I mean, you had some clues, but till the end, you just had clues. You didn't know that, okay, this is going to happen till the end.
No, I really had no idea until the end that this will happen. I mean, he was mentioning some of my projects during the year in different meetings. So I was thinking maybe he decided to make some small present from SolidWorks for me, which is not unusual. Actually, something extra that I have is this bottle here, for example. And this is for contributing to the Instagram. But I had no idea that it will be something like this.
Wow. That is amazing how, your 3D experience, your first 3D experience world was at the most top level ever.
Yeah, top of the top.
Yeah, nothing can beat it now.
I have no idea how Dallas next year will be that, but I do believe that it will.
Yeah, that is for sure. Like they just try. I don't know how they're able to do it every year, year after year. It is more amazing and more, interesting than the last year. I just don't know how it is just amazing. I mean, I'm watching it from the online, but still, just watching it from online, I feel like, oh my God, how did they even top last year? These kind of questions come into my mind, and just
I will tell
amazing.
you how. Actually, I will tell you how. This is how they make also so great software. They're listening to the people.
Wow.
They're looking for a feedback and they're listening to the people's opinion. This is all the years how SolidWorks was growing. Every single improvement the software had, it was influenced by the users.
That is great. Wow. Oh, so much is there still. Wow. So 3D Experience World happened. You said you went in as a different person to 3DX World and then came out as a different person from 3DX World. So in what way, like, in communication, I mean, what kind of difference you saw in yourself before and after 3DX World?
Before 3D Experience World, actually, I was thinking that I do have enough confidence because I do have the experience, I know what I'm doing. But it turned out I don't. And it's because of my past, it's because of my childhood. In our country, when we were kids, we were always taught that if you show your skills one way or another, you're showing off, and that's not good. And I was raised with that, not because of my mother. I'm talking because of the country, of the thinking of the people. So when I start showing different things, I was trying not to be too confident because I was afraid that people will say she's just showing off and we don't like her. But then I went to 3D Experience World. I hear the different presenters there that were on the general sessions. Very inspiring people. They started from zero and built great businesses. And you hear their stories, and you see the way they act. Also, I mean, act not like they behave, not like they're pretending or something. And they have this confidence. Okay, I'm here. I did it. I was like you. It's not bad that you're where you are. Don't compare. Don't compare your start with somebody else's end. If you go your way, you will be there. Not only you will be there, every single person now on this meeting, tomorrow probably will be better than me.
Yes.
Only thing you have to do is never stop learning, exploring, and push the limits. And then I saw that I really miss that confidence that they have. And this is what I took from there. And I saw it's not bad because I was not feeling bad about them. Actually, I enjoyed it. I enjoyed a lot the way they talked, the way they expressed. And I said, okay, so I have to do that.
That is amazing. Wow, that is so true. When you think about it, yes, there is nothing wrong in, just saying what you have done so far and what you can do. There is nothing wrong in that. Wow. So we have finished 3D Experience World now, and coming to your experience, you also worked as a freelancer for a few months, 5-6 months in middle. I have it somewhere here. So you worked in Alliance freelancing. You worked as a freelancer for Alliance, and now it moved to Upwork. So how was your experience as a freelancer? In the middle of your career, how was it?
Yeah, so the first time I started as a freelancer, this few months that you mentioned, this was in, I think, 2012. In the middle of my career somewhere, yes. It was very interesting experience. And I would recommend for everybody to try it out. Because this was the first time I had a chance to work with people from around the world. And you see different people, different projects. And I did a lot of mistakes. A lot of starting freelancers are doing the same mistake. First thing you think, okay, I will give the lowest price and they will hire me. No. So the customer that is looking for a specialist to do his job is looking for a specialist to do his job. Of course, lower price is a good thing, but they're looking for the expert in you. And you have to show this in the way you write your offer, that you're the perfect person for that, and why you're the perfect person for that in simple enough words so your customer can understand that you understand. Also, people forget, I had this also with my colleagues that are programmers. They start talking to you in their language. And usually freelancers do the same thing. They talk in their language to the customer. Don't forget that the customer is not a mechanical engineer. I mean, if he is, he won't look for you.
Yeah.
So you have to explain to him in a way he understands you know enough, but he understands also what you're talking about. And the other thing is start small, start with things that you're really, really confident with. And small projects are actually bringing more value, because big projects, they look for a lower price for sure. They're thinking, it's like in the normal trade. If you sell 1 bottle of water, it will be on one price. If you sell 1,000 bottles of water, they will be on much lower price. So you win more from 1 bottle. It's the same with the projects. You win more from the small project.
Yes. Do you have any experience, how small projects matter than large projects? Because most of the freelancer in India, I think that there are many people who are into freelancing nowadays and who want to who are on Fiverr, Upwork, freelancer. They're all over the place, and then many of them are offering low, like you said, low prices. At the same time, I mean, it happened with me as well. So people are not ready to accept small projects and they directly want to jump into big projects. So do you have any say in that? Like, what is your experience in this?
Yeah, well, with the small projects, you have a fast profit. I mean, it's a small amount. You have to do a lot of small projects. But I will give an example. Back then, I was working, I think, at $30 or $40 per hour. It depends.
Okay.
But if I had a project which is less than half hour, it was always at least $20.
Okay.
So, but when I say less than half an hour, some projects are 10 minutes. And for 10 minutes, I will take $20. Now, you can calculate the price at the end if I have enough small projects. Yes. And the other thing that's interesting, some of the people, some of the customers they're first putting some small project just to check the skills and find their specialists, and then they can give you a big project. So the craziest, the simplest project that you can find there could turn out to be a huge project. This was actually the case with my very first project that I had on Elance, which is now Upwork. It was mirroring a part in SolidWorks. I mean, mirroring a part in SolidWorks. Everybody that has opened SolidWorks at least 10 times know how to do that. Yeah. It's just, you pick the body, you pick the mirror, you pick a plane, and you're ready in 2 minutes. Or 5 minutes with loading of the software and saving and whatever. It was $20 project. I mean, for 5 minutes. But at the moment I finished the project, I received another project from the same customer. And he explained to me that this was just a test, and he was picking his specialist, and I did a great job, so he wanted to work with me. And it turned out to be design of a gun.
Wow. Oh, wow.
A project that took few months, and I made few thousands profit from it.
A simple mirroring project converted into a complex project. Wow, that is amazing. Even a single simple project matters in freelancing then. Wow, that is amazing. So this is a tip for all the freelancers out there. If you are getting a small projects, even if it is a mirroring, or even if it is just sketching a simple weldment profile, just do it, because you will never know what projects are up ahead in the customer's pocket. So always accept all the projects, and at the same time, don't offer low prices.
Yeah, you should value yourself well. And you forgot the most important. Pick the project that you really are confident with.
Yes.
I mean, if the thing is, if somebody out there was already a freelancer like you are, you have a connections that you have a certain amount of free connections that you use to make offers. When your customers are happy, they can offer you directly the project without publishing it to everybody. And for these additional projects, you don't lose connections because they're coming directly to you.
Yes.
And if you have, like, I don't know, 10, 20 such customers, this is a stable income. It doesn't matter if it's making bolts. I mean,
yes,
who cares? The person needs somebody to make the bolts. We need people to make bolts. We need bolts every day, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Project is a project. There is no differentiation between small, big. It's just a project from a customer, and we have to deliver the project. That's it.
Everything is
Yes.
important.
Yes. Wow. So, we are almost at 50 minutes mark. I mean, I can go on with all the questions that I have in my mind. But what do you say? Should I go on?
If you wish. Before we go on, actually, while we are still on the freelancing, something else very important to mention. When you're making an offer to a customer, don't use Chat GPT or IE or whatever. This is recognizable. People just want to see you. It doesn't matter if you're very confident with your English. Even if your English is not so good, I mean, customer will realize it later anyway, because you have to talk with him or her.
Yes.
And I had a case, I think a few months ago. One of my connections sent me a PDF and asked me how to do something. This something was stand for heart.
Okay.
As modeling, this is extremely hard even for me.
Oh, wow.
Because you have web data, twisted wires, and that they're expanding, they're modeling in SolidWorks. So he was asking me how to do that, and I said that I just cannot explain this to him, because even for me it's extremely hard thing. I mean, I can do it, but I will spend few hours to build it myself so I can explain it later to him. A week later, I received the same question from other connection with exactly the same PDF.
Oh.
And I was like, because this connection, I'm in very good relationship, and I asked him, what's with that stand? Why you're asking me for this? And he said that somebody asked him, but he don't know, so he asked me. Okay. And I asked him, is this somebody, this person? And he said, yes, he is. So what I think happened, this person took a project that he cannot do, and he was looking for something to do it for him. Never, ever do that. That's not good.
That is
That's
really bad.
just not good.
Yeah. Wow. So they take the project in, but they don't know how to do it. So they ask the other person if they can do it. Wow, that is not good at all. Yes.
No, so, it's not.
So what suggestions you would give to a freelancer, how, let's say there's a guy who wants to start freelancing, but he doesn't know anything about freelancing. He only knows that freelancing is basically someone will ask you to do it and you should do it. What suggestions you would give him, like basically basic suggestions, 1 or 2 suggestions you would give him so that he can succeed in his freelancing career? So
first is start with simple project. Don't hurry to make an offer. So search carefully. The amount of project is huge. Probably they will lose few days until they find the projects they spend their connections on. So don't be in a rush and see something, maybe I'm good for that, and make an offer. No, look for the projects that are for you first. look for a simple project as a start until you got some reputation. Then you can give it a shot on the more complex projects. Because also the other thing is you may try on the complex projects, but you have a very low chances when you don't have feedback and experience on the platform. And the most important thing is check the project if the payment is guaranteed. Be careful not to take projects with not guaranteed payment because you may work for nothing. That's all I can say. And be yourself. Yeah, no
Yes.
ChatGPT.
Yeah. ChatGPT is taking over, so keep it away. Like, people don't want to see more of ChatGPT stuffs. I mean, we see that every day in LinkedIn nowadays. Like, I used to scroll a lot on LinkedIn before, but now what has happened is whenever I scroll, 1 out of 5 posts, 1 or maybe 2 sometimes, they're ChatGPT. I mean, you can get to know that, you can easily get to know that, okay, this guy, he has, copied the data from ChatGPT and pasted it here with few images. And how I get to know is basically because of the way it is explained.
Yeah. I just scroll
Yeah,
over such posts. I mean, I don't read them anymore. That's the truth.
Yeah, it's just
I mean,
sad to.
nothing bad in ChatGPT. I use ChatGPT to write the descriptions of my videos because nobody's reading these descriptions anyway. They're for the bots.
Yeah.
But I don't just copy and paste. I mean, I edit a little bit, and it's useful too. But it's just this kind of language that you see in LinkedIn, especially. ChatGPT can write in simple language. You just have to tell him to do that, or tell it because it's it. For the descriptions or these things, I said, okay, make it funny, for example, or make it more simple. When you give such additional comment, it will rewrite it. But this very, let's say, like corporate language, which is all around LinkedIn at the moment, thanks to ChatGPT, it's just a bit too much, a bit too much.
And before ChatGPT, I mean, I was very much active on LinkedIn. Like, whenever I had time, I used to just log on to LinkedIn, start scrolling, see the different stuff people are posting and everything. Now, what has happened is a few months ago, not now, a few months ago, after the ChatGPT's, after ChatGPT came into the market, uh, I started to see a lot more posts than usual. Like, people whom I used to follow but never used to post, started posting like anything. Like, take a simple gear, tell ChatGPT, okay, type me a post on this, that, and then there used to be a page length LinkedIn post, and I used to just get bored, even though the topic was interesting. After some point, the English that they used to generate that was just out of this world. I had to have a dictionary, or I had to Google those words. I'm not good at English. So after some time, I just, okay, this is not working out for me. I felt that, on the inside, because people are just using ChatGPT to, I don't know, gain followers, or just, I don't know what the reason behind it was. But yes, after some time, it just feels sad to see all those ChatGPT generated posts on LinkedIn.
So actually, it's good that we brought that topic. I understand why they do that. I mean, LinkedIn is professional network. They want to share their achievements. They want to share they start a new position. They want to share it in a nice English language. That's why they use ChatGPT. But instead of that, I would advise, because really it was with a good intention created. Also, the people that are doing this post, they're not realizing that people with bigger network, they receive tens of posts like this every day, and it's getting annoying. Better it will be, do something small, make a video of what you're doing, make something in SolidWorks or any other CAD, just post a short video. It will have much bigger impact on your career than a ChatGPT generated post. And to be honest, it doesn't matter who shared whatever picture, who did something. in SolidWorks, when they share photo, when they share video. I always like these posts, always. Even if it's a simple, because you tried, you want to share your experience. Your experience is that much, but that's great. You will learn more with the time. It doesn't matter how simple it is. For me, it's always great to see posts of different people, even if they did something simple, because these are people that they want to share really their learning experience.
Yes. I used to receive a lot of messages. Like recently, one of the connections had asked me, how to start posting on LinkedIn. I mean, I'm not an expert, so I told him what I did. Just start posting whatever you're doing, even if it's a simple project, even if it is a simple part he has done it himself. Just start post. I told him to just start posting himself, posting it on the social medias. So many people have this doubt, like how to start posting on LinkedIn. What should be there? What should not be there? What is right? What is wrong? People have such doubts. Even I had, I didn't know what to post on LinkedIn, so I wrote about it. My first post was literally, okay, I don't know about anything about LinkedIn. This is my first post, so I'm posting, about this, whatever that my thought was running. I don't know why I did that, but that was my first post. So what is your suggestions to those who don't know how to post, how to start posting on LinkedIn or any social medias? What is your thought on this to that?
My advice is just do it. As I said, if you have images are attracting more. It doesn't matter if it's LinkedIn, Facebook, whatever. When you have just a text, it's more people will scroll and just not read it. But when you have image, even if you have image with the text, it's gathering more attention than just text. And well, just do it. Make it simple. Be yourself. Don't rely on ChatGPT. I mean, you can use the help of ChatGPT to make it sound better, but don't use this corporate language. People are tired of this corporate language. I mean, doesn't matter where we work. We're normal people, and when you go on the street, you don't use this word. So why would you use them in LinkedIn? And just to finish that, I mean, I also was insecure when I was posting my dandelion flower in LinkedIn. And it was because, of course, it's a flower in SolidWorks. And I was thinking, okay, nobody cares about the flower created in SolidWorks. And I was wrong.
Yes, very wrong. Well, that post almost had more than 130, 50K views, right? Like it has the highest number of views. That was one of the best viewing posts, I think.
Actually, yeah, it went viral really fast. That's why I said this post was the reason to start everything. I mean, wow. I was insecure, should I post it or not? Or maybe it was important to say why I actually did post it. I mean, my network was small at that point, not so big. And I was like, okay, if nobody like it, it doesn't matter. Nobody will see it. It will just drop from the feed and that's it. But it turned out the opposite. The interesting thing for this post is at the same time, NASA had a post about their, they were building some system for defending from asteroids or something like this. I don't remember the name. Around the same time with my dandelion flower, NASA posted this. And my flower had more reactions than the NASA post in LinkedIn. And I was like, what's going on here? So you never know. You never know what people will like, what will inspire the others. And just do it. Just do it. Everybody were there. So everybody knows what is to make simple modeling. Actually, you can gain just positives because people may give you a guidance how to do it better the next time. Like Yaya, for example, it's all around LinkedIn, helping people to make the right motion studies and videos.
Yes. he is just amazing. He's another amazing person. I mean, I get inspired every time I speak to him. I mean, he just tells about the projects he might be doing, or there's a lot coming in LinkedIn that I'll be doing. He won't say what he'll be doing, but he'll just say, give a hint, and I'll be waiting in the corner. Okay, he'll post it now. And that whatever he posts on LinkedIn, or whatever he posts, or whatever in the swim community or anything, it's always a lesson for me. Like, even the comments he on every most of the animations posts, he'll comment what you should do to make your post more presentable, and I learn a lot from those comments, to be honest.
Yeah, me too. I'm not so much into motion studies because you make video with the motion study, and it's always like when somebody posts a video of something and it's off resolution with too wide screen or rotating incorrectly, and you can see Yaya is one of the first that comments, make it like this, make it like that, you should use this and that. And when I want to make a video, I was like, okay, I have to check what Yaya's comments last, and I will just find what I need.
So sometimes when I see an animation post and I don't see any comments, I refresh my page, because there must be a comment from yeah. Otherwise, why would I get this on my feed? Like, that is the thought. Like, I learn a lot from Yahya and Leonard, those tips from the train. That is another amazing series. And now Betty's post on swim community about SolidWorks shortcuts. That is again another one. There are so many amazing people to learn from.
Yeah.
Okay, we have crossed our time limit. Actually, we've went more than the discussed time, but there are still a lot more to discuss. But we have run out of time, and I don't want to extend this anymore. But yeah, we'll plan something again. But before we end today's session, thank you so much for accepting our invitation again. Thank you for the insight that you've given to our people. And it's been just amazing, your journey from, from a electronic and computer science background to designer, and then from champion to champion of the year, and freelancer to D workshop owner. That has been just great. Thank you so much for coming. Before we end, to the session, what are the advices that you would like to give to our users?
I would just say, be yourself. Don't be afraid to show who you are, and never stop learning, and never stop exploring, and you will become great one day for sure. Just believe in yourself.
That is great. Great advice. Thank you so much again for being here today, spending your precious time with us and our users. Thank you so much for sharing your insights, advices, suggestions, whatnot, everything, and giving our users, help, telling us what to do, what not to do, in every way, freelancing, job, and software learning, designing, in everything. This is not done. Since we still have a lot more topic to discuss about. I actually have a diary here with all these questions, but there's no time to ask. So we'll plan something again sometimes soon. Thank you so much again, Danny.
For me, it will be a pleasure, and thank you for inviting me, Prasad. It was a great time having with you and your user group here.
Thank you so much, Danny.
Thank you. Have a nice evening.
You too have a nice evening. Bye.
Bye,
everyone.